And we're live.
We are live.
Welcome to another Healthy Happy Hour. Everybody on Instagram, hope you enjoy the trippiness left over from last week's talk on biohacking alcohol and hallucinogens.
Enjoy.
That was fun. Also on Instagram, pretty much Sarah. Sorry we're sideways, but not sorry. Now you can see both of us. We have some upgraded equipment that's coming in the next couple weeks. It will fix all sound. It will fix all
whatever
pictures.
Tech
It'll look really good.
issues.
Exactly. Last week, some people said that I may have said how good Focus Aid was by Fit Aid. I said it's freaking good. Just throwing it out there. Focus Aid, it's freaking good. By Fit Aid, it's far better. The Lori way. Just saying.
Cheers, Lori. Thanks, George.
Hello, Anita. Hello, everybody. Tonight's Healthy Happy Hour, we're going to have a little bit of fun as, well, people just aren't having any fun lately. And we're going to discuss a very serious issue which a lot of individuals are going through, which is why many people are staying at home, and that is COVID-19. I wanted to release a all-encompassing handbook on the hows, the whats, the ins, the outs. It may...
Who's it's and what's it's.
This may go a couple weeks. There's a lot to talk about. If you would like a copy of everything being discussed tonight, the entire handbook with all the research, email support@functionized.com and we will email that to you in PDF form. Otherwise, hold your horses. It'll be up on the show notes. We're putting all these show notes into the Functionized podcast page, and we will put the entire file with everything that we're talking about tonight in there. So that's functionized.podcast.html. And you'll have access to all of our podcasts for free, and you'll have access to all of our audio versions of what we're doing right here and now.
Right.
Absolutely free.
Share them,
Absolutely.
enjoy them, and be functionized.
So we have a lot of empathy. We see people still walking around with masks, people still being very nervous and cautious about what's going on. And we just want to say that we empathize with that greatly. And that's why at Functionized, what we strive for daily is improving individuals' immune systems. We actually do have individuals that come here with autoimmune disorders. And not one individual with an autoimmune disorder has contracted COVID-19. They're following all the steps. They are
Taking the precautions.
being safe. And we want to let everybody know that we fully empathize and understand with you and what you're going through at this time. So without further ado, on to the show. First and foremost, we found that the healthiest part of donuts, which you see donuts are flying off the shelves, all the good junk food is flying off the shelves. Here's your tip of the day. The healthiest part of a donut, there is a healthiest part, is the whole of the donut. The opening of the donut is the healthiest part. The only problem is you have to eat all around to get to that hole. So if any of you know how to get to the hole without eating it, you'll be far, far healthier and happier. Just going to put that out there for you.
And that's the show. No, just kidding.
Also next
It's
week,
been a day.
tell you what, we're going to go to the next segment, and we're going to go to the evolution of man and how we take supplements. So while we prepare for that, I'm going to let Chantea explain that to you, as well as introducing our next week's very special guest for our Healthy Happy Hour Cinco de Mayo, where I get to celebrate my non-Mexican Mexican heritage by marrying a Mexican.
It's like Christmas. So anywho, the evolution of man and their supplement taking. If you have been with a man for many years, you understand that there's a messy time in their lives. There's a little more to it. You know, they might put things together a little bit better. Might be obsessed over their protein shakes, you know, in the morning and when they wake up and, you know, after the gym. And then you have the distinguished supplement taker. So we're going to walk you through each of these men, but it's just one man. It's going to be Jim. and the evolution of how he has transformed from the college baseball supplement junkie to, you know, the early 20s gym junkie, and to now the business established, well enthused and researched supplement taker. So are you ready, sir,
Yes.
for your supplement?
Example number 1.
Uh-huh. Oh, it's the distinguished. It's the well put together, the prim and proper supplement consumer.
So after you have evolved over time, you learn on how to take your supplements and take them properly. So after a workout, it becomes very simple. You take your tub.
And then?
And then you take your contents. Delish.
Huh. Yes. So good.
Pour them into a shaker. Add your high filtered hydrogen water.
Functionized water.
You put on your top, and I must say you shake it. Not stirred. You then pour it into your snifter. Waff.
Ooh, what flavors do you smell, sir?
Delicious vanilla bean.
Vanilla bean. Ooh.
And you become a better version of yourself that way.
That is the super evolved supplement consumer. I do prefer that. I would wish you could work out, you know, just wearing that as well. You know, that hasn't evolved too much. Women's workout attire absolutely has. You can literally spend all day in your workout clothes and look amazing. Men, I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way for you. But, you know, there's hope. Don't worry. It's still, you know, only 2020. Oh, so now, okay, this is, you know, what most men, I would say, you know, do on a daily basis with their supplement taking.
You get up in the morning, sometime in the afternoon, and you grab your supplements. You'll put it into your container or blender. You pour water, milk, juice, your favorite beverage in.
Probably half asleep still.
Probably half asleep, and you end up blending it. I mean, this is the way most do it.
Oh my gosh, I'm running out of the room.
And I just woke her up.
Thank you.
Delicious. I got to save time. Got to get to work, and I will drink it directly out of the
And
container.
hope they don't spill it on their shirt before they go to work.
Has happened before. Probably
That's
will
what ties
happen
are
again.
for, right? You just cover that right up. There you go. Little tip.
And where did I start from?
Oh my gosh, where did you start from 20 years ago when we met? So, yeah, I'm really glad that he has evolved from here. But, you know, we got to start somewhere, and you stick with somebody long enough, and you know what? They end up drinking protein shakes from a snifter. So, here we go. This is early Jim. This is the guy I fell in love with. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Good workout, yo! Woo! It's amazing!
Yeah, good old University of Tampa. What can I say?
I'm yoked. Look at this.
You didn't get all the pretty girls that way. So maybe there's something in it for you guys. I don't know. Maybe there's something to this.
Yeah!
Right on.
Thank you!
All right.
Oh!
I'm only going to allow one guy to come back to this you know, I'd say podcast, but our live viewership. So let's see who comes back and who I'm going to go home with. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay, then. There's the evolution of man and his supplement taking. I hope you learned something and had fun in the process and smile. Because you know what? We're not smiling enough, people. You're not laughing enough. You're stressing. And stressing is going to lower your immune system. So you know what? Do anything and everything you can to smile and laugh during the day.
Yay.
Yay!
Now,
I've been laughing all day. It's been phenomenal. Fan-freaking-tastic day.
I'm putting on the doctor's coat now.
Okay.
Let's get into the COVID-19 handbook and guide.
Yes, this is extensive.
So, over the past few months, the #1 researched article on Google by far, and it's taken such a huge spike, is Corona.
Yes.
COVID-19.
Not the beer. Not Corona.
No, not the beer. There's also something to be said. I'm going to answer a question before we even got to the questions here.
Yes.
And that is on the antibody testing.
Thank you, Anita.
Was it Anita?
Anita. It was Anita.
So with the antibody testing, you're going to test positive for it. Congratulations, you've had it. Your body has developed antibodies. So for that particular virus and that particular strain, you are now immune to it. It's a good thing. This is what happens with a lot of common colds, many different flus. This is why some individuals can walk into a room filled with sick people. They walk out, they never get sick. They have antibodies for it.
They built up that system.
Exactly. So if you test positive with the antibody test, good job, congratulations, you're not going to get it.
You're stronger.
That's exactly it. So let's talk about what we can do with lifestyle. Some basic things here are going to be washing hands. We already know the 20-second rule there. Gloving up, and even after you take the gloves off, wash again. You never know what you may have come in contact to, and you wash up to your elbows. Let's get into some more intense stuff here. A lot of stuff that we do at Functionised is going to be stress management. When you stress, your immune system function is greatly lowered.
You boost the sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight, which is going to decrease your parasympathetic, which is the rest and digest, which allows the body's functions to flow and perform properly. When we live in a super high stress state, our anxiety levels go up, our sleeping goes down, our nutrition goes down. All of these things are key factors in your lifestyle that are more detrimental and put you at a greater risk for developing, whether it's COVID-19 or some other form of virus.
Exactly. Exercise, moderate exercise. People started going crazy, and some people are still doing their videos every day, exercising every day, but the vast majority have stopped. And they're just falling back into what you're used to, your normal lifestyle, and I totally get that. It's because that's the preconceived habit. It's what you've been doing for a very long time. So people go back to what's comfortable and what they know. Therefore, getting outside when it is sunny in New Jersey, other states are very sunny. Just podcasted Dr. Olenberger, which should be out next week, I believe. And he's out in sunny California, under a lemon tree, enjoying soaking up the sun, getting vitamin D levels. And vitamin D, while it is a vitamin, it's actually really a hormone. And it increases immune function. Pretty basic. Also, vitamin C has been helping out greatly. And large macrodosing. 30 grams a day IV. If you're going to be taking supplement form, we're going to go with anywhere between 5 and 10 grams. Check with the liposomal form. Zinc, zinc gluconate, has been known to also help with immune function. Take it very short term, not long term, so you do not get that little thing called toxicity. Mm-hmm. Anything that you're taking for therapeutic doses is something that's for short term. Vitamin D, however, get yourself tested. Most people are chronically deficient simply because even in the summertime, they're working hard and they're not out in the sun. So, is what it is.
Supplement appropriately,
mm-hmm.
and it's all about balance.
It's been shown that there is a curve when it comes to exercise. Too little, your immune system tanks. Too much, your immune system tanks. If you're going to be doing the CrossFit Games, or you're doing multiple workouts a day, endurance runners, individuals that are doing a lot of cardio, hour plus every single day, your immune system tanks. More is not better. And it's also been shown that when it comes to exercise, by going way too much and getting your heart rate up way too high, you're breathing too hard and heavy, your body goes right to burning glucose as opposed to beta oxidation, which is fat. And most people exercise to have lower levels of body fat, so why not utilize that? So anywhere between 65 and 75% of your VO2 max is where you want to stay in. Or, excuse me, your maximum heart rate is where you want to stay in there. So take 220 minus your age, times, hit a 0.65, and that's where your heart rate should be, and maintain that for 45 minutes.
I love long, slow cardio.
Or you can hit up Carol. A sister Carol will be here tomorrow, and you can utilize Carol as well. Keep your heart rate proper, and you'll burn fat as well there.
We might name her Lola.
Boost endorphins, and also improve your immune function.
Yeah.
Sleep. It gets boring, and I hope it bores you enough where you fall asleep. Just saying. So sleep is actually the foundation of immune function. Without enough sleep, your immune function plummets. And if your immune function is plummeting...
We've talked endlessly on the importance of sleep and ways to improve sleep so that your body has the time to go through the neurogenesis, to remove the toxins, to allow the body to heal, repair, recover, especially if you are one of those that overtrains. We don't want the overtraining. There are some amazing apps that you can use, and I'll be happy to share them if you want to send us a message on balancing your heart rate variability, which we can do in another talk, to actually show if you are overtraining and to bring balance to your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system.
Mm-hmm. What does social distancing actually do? The idea of social distancing is kind of like the media term of boots on the ground. It kind of sounds good. But if you are going to be around a lot of people, the rate of contraction can rise up. This is really just trying to lower the percentage of risk. If you go out in public, you're raising it. If you are around people at the liquor store, if you are around people at the grocery store, if you're wearing your mask all the time, including in your car, and not changing them out, you could be contaminating yourself. Social distancing is simply a way to slow the spread. There's a couple ways you can go about it, and that one way is to get everyone on top of each other like a chickenpox party. You get it, you get over it, you get those antibodies to it, and you move on. Social distancing is a way to keep the levels more gradual than just that one big burst in elevation at a time. If you are locking yourself in the house and self-quarantining, please understand there's a difference between a quarantine and a lockdown. Those things are forced. Those things, you're pretty much at gunpoint. You're going to go into a special housing type unit if you... These are prison terms that are being thrown around by the media, and people are starting to really just get way too comfortable with these types of terms. It shouldn't be a comfortable thing. It's supposed to be in an environment like that uncomfortable. And if you are getting comfortable with being in a lockdown, then there's a problem. Take a step back. Really focus. I truly empathize with you and the thoughts and the fears that are going through. And individuals tend to feel better with the herd mentality. The entire herd is doing something, and therefore it must be right. The government tells us to do something through the news media, and all my friends and family are doing it, I feel better.
If they jump off a bridge, are you going to jump off a bridge? Just saying.
Use your head. You're a smart individual if you're watching this right now. You're thirsting for more knowledge. You're seeking to become a better version of yourself. Use your noggin. Do the actual research. And know the different types of research on what is biased and what is not biased.
Not pop media,
Right.
not blogs, not people that have no credentials, opinions. Actual scientific research from well-respected people in the community.
Correct. Let's go to masks here. There's different types of masks. What type of mask should you have? There's cloth, surgical, and the N95 respirator. I just listed them in order of protection. The N95 respirator is for medical staff. It needs to be a proper fit. You need to be trained on how to apply it. It's the creme de la creme. You're going into a contagion situation.
Battle zone.
Exactly. Cloth mask, general public. It is what it is. It's
Put a scarf
pretty much
around
a single use, and you discard it. If you're going to put a scarf around or your night mask, it should be washed thoroughly. It should be washed. Surgical mask is for medical staff. It works really well. as well.
Yes.
Really well as well. Oh my goodness. Where do I come up with this stuff here? Everything's been cleared by the FDA except for the cloth mask. Let's talk about food. Food screws with your brain. Food can help your brain.
What are you buying at the grocery store? Ask yourself that. What are you stocking up on? Are you baking cookies and pies every day? Are you getting fruits and vegetables? Are you just eating whatever is left? You know, it all plays a huge factor in how you deal with daily life.
I wish I could say there's a miracle food that will knock out COVID-19. There's no miracle food that's going to knock out COVID-19. However, we're talking about immune function here. And when it comes to immune function, you know, when people get scared, they say, I know somebody that died. Well, I know somebody that died of a motor vehicle accident as well, and I still get in my car. The people that are saying, I know someone that died and they were so healthy, look this up. Go ahead. What is the definition of health? The definition of health is the absence or lack of disease. So if somebody does not have a medical diagnosis of a disease, they are thus considered healthy. I promise you, anyone who has fallen prey to a virus was not healthy. It was just something that was undiagnosed.
A lot of dormant things that lie in your system that you don't know.
DNA abnormalities. There's a lot of different factors that come into play. What we're looking to do is boost immune function. Become the healthiest version of yourself possible. Get your immune system to be such a ravenous military army that is so nasty that anything that comes into there gets wiped out, knocked clean. Sugar lowers your immune system.
And it makes you fat.
A double whammy.
Ooh.
Processed foods
And they make you fat.
lowers the immune system. And it makes you fat. These are big things that cause inflammation. When you cause inflammation, your immune system is being overworked. And when your immune system is being overworked, yes, I just scratched my eye and I know that's a no-no. I kind of skipped over that, but it's a big no-no on transmission. I washed my hands.
A lot.
Yes, did wash my hands a lot. When it comes to these types of food that causes inflammation, I mean, inflammation comes in the body to heal. Inflammation comes into the body, the white blood cells, in order to knock out a disease. However, when your immune system is taxed, think about sending the top troops. Let's send some Navy SEALs to a war zone. And let's not let them sleep for 14 days. Let's have them in high-intense battles for 14 days. Let's let them eat intermittently, and let's just throw all they've got is ho-hos to eat. They're going to be so overtaxed, so overburdened, that their bodies are going to shut down and eventually die. And these are the creme de la creme. Think about these Navy SEALs as your immune system. We want that immune system to be trained. That means it needs to see the different situations. It sees the COVID-19 virus, builds up that immunity, bam, sees it again, knocks it right out. We want to make sure that it's well hydrated. We want to make sure your brain's working properly. We want to make sure that you put in only the ultra fuel into your body. The best foods possible for it. The foods that don't cause that inflammation. And by doing that, it gets stronger. Your immune system gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And you nurture your immune system until it becomes a well-trained fighting machine and knocks the you-know-what out of whatever in you. And in this case, we're talking COVID.
You don't want to fall into that vicious cycle of comfort food leading to fat gain, leading to a bad mood, making you eat more comfort food. You can reverse the process and improve your longevity, improve your mood, lower your weight, lower your body fat, so that you become a complete, what was the right word to say, efficient, germ-fighting machine. Stay away from comfort foods.
Here's some tips and tricks on eating and being satiated. Because when you're sitting around, I understand you get bored. And when you get bored, you eat. And when you eat, you tend to eat the wrong things and you get fat. So a trick here, people talk about eating salads. But there's a right way to eat salads, and here's actually why. The salad, get as much roughage in it as possible. Get all the mixed greens, kale,
Spinach.
throw in spinach,
Arugula. That's just fun.
You throw in your cucumbers, you throw in your tomatoes. Little trick, remove the coating of the tomatoes and the cucumbers and the seeds, and you remove the lectins, which will thus lower that risk of inflammation. You throw as much stuff, celery, throw that in there, and then you add your protein, maybe a little oil, and it fills your stomach up, and it makes you feel satiated. You'll have far less calories than if you eat just protein or just oil and fat. If you tend to eat, I can eat quickly, olive oil, throw a little MCT oil, a cup about this big of it, and I've got my 2,000 calories, 3,000 calories in that case. This is all that's going to be in my stomach. But that's what I needed for the day, and that was it. If you have a protein, you have a piece of steak, it's the size of your hand here. That's it, that's in there. Then you add all that greenage, that roughage, all the phytonutrients that help your body ward off disease, and now you feel full and satiated. So that's a little trick for you. Throw the greens if you're having a protein, and the greens are carbohydrates, by the way, high fiber carbohydrates. So you're not getting those carbs that don't matter, and the ones that make you sick and unhealthy and
That
bad.
stick to you and make you feel bloated and icky and gross.
Exactly. Whole foods. Whole foods is the key.
The fresher the better. And if it's not fresh, we have talked about getting frozen. You can...
Frozen or fresh, doesn't really matter. Nutrients are still there. Been proven fact. We oftentimes will get the frozen just because it lasts a lot longer.
And our kids like to eat frozen vegetables.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just thinking about dinner and frozen vegetables and salad. I had a lovely salad for lunch today.
Yep. One of the things I'm going to send you is, if you ask for it, and I'm also going to put it on the podcast site, is different temperatures to lower risk of bacterial infection. Anything from Listeria to E. coli, you name it. If you are going to be storing your food, that will be in the guide for you as well. So totally free, and it's in there. People, alcohol sales are up over 500%.
Insane. That is insanity. Why are you staying home drinking all day? There are so many more things that you can do.
The exact number actually is 55% in physical sales, 243% increase in alcohol sales online. Yep, that's
Online,
right there.
say?
Online.
Wow.
So last week we talked about biohacking hangovers. Not
Yes.
hangovers, but alcohol.
Yeah.
And we talked about using, let's see if I get this right again, S-adenosine L-methionine.
Yes.
Booyah! That's going to help you with the sulfite problem. And you're going to take some theanine and methionine.
Mm-hmm.
That will
Sounds right.
That will keep from binding to vitamin B1, which you utilize for energy for carbohydrate metabolism as well. There are some little tips and tricks as well. If you take some prickly pear is an answer.
Pear.
Take it before and while consuming alcohol, and it's been shown. Let's just say there haven't been widespread studies. It's more like a case-by-case basis. But prickly pear is one that you can take to help with the alcohol. Take some ginseng, Siberian and Asian Korean ginseng also helps. Korean pear, Japanese raisin tree. These are all different herbs that you can take while drinking and imbibing. Another trick, stay away from the beer. Stay away from a lot of the mixed drinks. You add your juices and everything, such as that.
High sugar content.
High sugar, high inflammation. If you're going to try something, have an anti-inflammatory fit aid. I keep on recommending the Focus Aid, and you never know what you could pour in it. I would recommend something clear, such as a vodka or a clear tequila. Reason being is if you're going to call something keto, those would be considered more keto.
Yes.
The answer is 8, by the way, tequila drinks to knock you out of ketosis on a night.
Is it now? Scientifically proven.
Scientifically, case study proven. That was, a couple years ago at Fireside?
That was Fireside, yeah.
How do they keep serving me? They don't stop me.
They're not serving anybody right now, unfortunately. That would be a beautiful thing right now, folks.
Another big one. Alcohol before beer, beer before alcohol.
Oh, there is no
Right, there is no...
proven studies.
People swear up and down, and I think it's a lot of drunk people that have drank too much that are saying, it's more of a observational study. I drank wine, and then I drank beer.
And then I got a hangover, and then I got sick.
So therefore, I have to drink beer before wine, and no.
You'll be fine. Yeah, it doesn't.
If you drink too much, you're going to get a hangover. Fact.
No matter what you're drinking.
Right. Drink plenty of water with it. Space it out. The hangover is oftentimes caused by sulfites. It's caused by the tensioning of the dura mater over your brain because you're dehydrated as anything. You're going to be... When you drink alcohol, it lowers ADH. ADH is the hormone that causes an increase in blood pressure by adding volume in the form of fluid to your body. When you start and break that proverbial seal, it's a fallacy. Just keep drinking water and drinking water and drinking water and drinking water. It'll help with the hangover. Gatorade is out. Anything with sugar is out. Pretty much just stop drinking eating sugar. Sugar's going to cause an insulin spike, cause you to retain fat, and also going to cause a thrust of alcohol deeper into your cells, including your brain cells. So, that's that.
That is that.
There's been multiple crossover studies on this, actual real studies. So, yeah. Protein content, you're going to want to get... We've done a podcast. What is it? The first or second podcast Dr. Mike and I did, we actually did on protein. So I should link that protein on how to determine your protein to these notes here.
Yes.
Again, free for you. And that it was pretty spot on. But really, it still goes down to 0.8 grams per kilogram all the way up to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight on protein, depending on how active you are, depending on your age as well.
And your goals.
Individuals that are extremely active, working out a lot, are going to need up to 2.2, even 2.5, which seems excessive, but let's face it, you're tearing down so much tissue in the body, not just muscle, and you need to rest, recover. Amino acids, I'm just looking over here, you got amino acids on the wall. Amino acids are amazing. I say that's probably the staple of any type of nutrition supplement because the amino acids are the protein that you're taking broken down. Even a whey protein, which is the most bioavailable protein, if you can have it and don't have an IgG sensitivity to it.
Yeah, getting tested is literally a total game changer. As bodybuilder, consuming whey protein is probably one of the founding cornerstones of it, but if whey doesn't agree with your system, you're not going to lose weight, body fat, anything. You're
not going to lose weight.
Weight from the whey protein.
The amino acids are already broken down for you, and there's no calories in them as well. And you get the essential, not the branch chain. The branch chain amino acids are going to, over time, cause metabolic syndrome because mostly the L-leucine, which has a total glucose release within the body. So stick with the essential amino acids. Your body is going to be able to utilize each and every one of them in the manner that it needs efficiently.
Right. The body's amazing. It knows what to do if you give it the right stuff.
Exactly. Do you need a protein powder? Depends on how much you're having per day. Are you getting enough in? If you're not, supplements are supplements for a reason. It's called a supplement.
Right.
You add it if necessary. If you literally are a day worker living in Florida and you're in the fields from sun up to sundown, chances are you don't need a vitamin D supplement. Chances are you're A-okay. However, if you live in the Northeast, chances are no matter what time of year, you're going to need one. So,
especially in, this weather.
Exactly.
No 2 sunny days in a row.
Exactly. We went over the vitamins there. Too much vitamin C. Go back to supplements a little bit. Take too much vitamin C. We'll know pretty much exactly how much to take. A little trick for bodybuilders if they want to get rid of their bowel is to take too much vitamin C.
It has a cleansing effect. Not from personal experience, though.
You can also have a too much iron absorption because vitamin C is it helps. It's kind of like a little tag team partner with iron. So those are two things that should be taken together. You can also, if you take too much vitamin C, vitamin C, since it's an antioxidant, is going to take those extra electrons, and get into organic chem here, and it removes them, it evens them out. If you remember back in the day, back in high school, back in college, those valence electron chains, well, they're the shells, I should say, they're back, and that's what's going on in your body. The vitamin C takes the extras. If there's an odd number, and will remove it, take it out. But if you have too much vitamin C, it's going to cause an opposite reaction. So pretty much if you're getting nausea, you'll know.
Yeah. Pay attention to your body. Like I said, it's amazing.
Getting through the supplements, again, all of this is going to be in full depth, since I don't have nearly enough time for Healthy Happy Hour here in order to go through all this. So I'm skipping through a lot of things. Get the guide. It's free. It's on the website. I will post where to get it through Facebook and Instagram. Definitely. There's so much detail. There's photos and references along in it. And it is an absolute must-have. And it's free to each and every one of you.
Absolutely. Our gift to you to stay happy and healthy.
All right. Next topic here. Do we need to take a multivitamin? Why don't you answer this one?
No. Take what you need, not taking things that you don't.
Multivitamins, the cool ones will also have extra ingredients. Lycopene, I've seen in some of them.
Yes.
Lemon balm.
Titanium dioxide. Do you really want to take titanium dioxide?
Let's go back to lycopene. It sounds cool, it sounds sexy, let's add those things to it, but the dosages are in there. I mean, one small pill is far too little to be able to get the amounts that are actually needed. A lot of ingredients combat one another. Just not necessary. You may not need it. They may be too high amounts for things. Some people may be getting the wrong types of multivitamins where there's an oxide in there. Magnesium oxide, zinc oxide, that's pretty much rust. So rust is not going to absorb. I'm just saying. A lot of the calciums as well, not absorbable. It's the same consistency as chalk. You're not going to get that. The sea coral calcium, they say your cells just aren't going to get it. So really, you're wasting your money. You're throwing it away. I recommend getting a Nutri-Eval test, seeing what you actually need. You may actually only need like one or two things, and maybe having too much and causing a toxicity in the body that's underlying and will cause chronic disease over time. And I'm bringing this up because when it comes to COVID, remember what I said before about the absence of disease being healthy? Well, you may be causing disease, putting you at higher risk for COVID. And not just COVID, but, I mean, let's be blunt here. While there's a global pandemic going on, there's going to be other epidemics that happen, aren't there? I mean, we've had SARS before, there's the AIDS, HIV, and this COVID is seen. It's actually a combination of a flu, a SARS, and HIV. So it's kind of a triple whammy.
The trifecta.
Trifecta of wow.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on right now.
So do what you can to prevent and protect yourself instead of putting yourself at a greater risk for contracting anything if you do become exposed to it.
Exactly.
So we're giving you the tips to make you healthier, to make you happier, to help you live longer, and just create a new lifestyle. This is the opportunity that everybody has been waiting. Get off your electronics, stop following things that don't matter, move, get your kids involved. You know, this information is just as useful for children as well. It's not good to just sit them in front of the TV and iPads and, you know, whatever else that they're doing. They need to be active. They need to be eating well. They need the proper supplementation.
Ooh, this
right?
focus is strong.
So help yourself to be better and help your children to be better as well.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, Sarah's actually on Facebook. I thought she didn't go on Facebook.
We miss you, Sarah.
So let's go back to sleep for a second.
Okay.
Let's beat it with beat it with a stick here.
Okay. I love
Chantea, how much sleep should the average adult get?
7.6 hours, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. And if you don't get 7.6 hours, what happens?
You get cranky.
Let's go deeper. How's your heart?
Oh, your heart doesn't function as well.
All right. Muscle gain.
You don't get muscle gain, you lose
So you get
muscle.
sarcopenia, which is muscle wasting.
Yes.
And when you get muscle wasting, you have, that thing called disease starts to creep in, and you're not healthy anymore. Would that be correct?
That is correct.
And when you're not healthy and you have these underlying factors, what happens?
You get sick.
Such as?
COVID-19.
Correct. Lose focus. Your
Concentration plummets. It absolutely plummets. Good luck focusing on it.
Skill acquisition, such as trying to develop the skills. Right now is a wonderful opportunity. Still, you're bored. I mean, not just reading a book, hobbies, start a business.
Learn to play an instrument or a foreign language.
But if you don't get enough sleep.
Yeah, it's useless.
Exactly.
Routines are key.
If you don't have enough sleep, should we just douse yourself in caffeine?
No.
And when should you stop caffeine?
About 1, 2 o'clock.
Here's a little tip and trick, though, and this is just not about health. If you do not get enough sleep multiple nights in a row, you'll have cognitive decline. You'll start breaking down like that. I mean, it's a very quick thing.
Yes.
Once in a blue moon, if it does happen where you're just not getting that sleep in, here's a little couple tips and tricks. As much as you want to drink water, it's just not happening. Quick cat nap, the best you can. If you take a 1 gram dosage of nicotine, chew that up in a tablet form, you'll get a little burst of energy. It'll probably last you an hour to 2 hours. It helps with hyperfocus. Another little tip and trick on this one, we're going to break it down to last week. A microdose of LSD. I'm not saying do LSD, but go back to our last week's show notes.
It's
Listen to it on the podcast.
proven to enhance brain function and get everything, all your synapses firing when they're not going to fire if you're sleep deprived.
Exactly. I want to go over some myths here.
Ooh, myths are always fun.
Mm-hmm. All right, myth number 1. If you have COVID-19, you can tell. True or false? Everybody,
Anybody?
raise your
Anybody?
hands.
Bueller. I say you just gotta have fun.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Most people will get it and not even know. If individuals were unhealthy to begin with, and again, health is the absence of disease, so if you're undiagnosed, you will never know. If you're unhealthy, you're going to get severe symptoms, but if you are truly healthy, you may never know. You may get the sniffles, you may get a cough,
You might sneeze.
you may or may not get a low-grade fever, but you don't know. Until you take that antibody test, and then you'll find out, hey, I had it, and I've moved on in life.
No big deal.
Exactly. So, you're contagious only if you have symptoms. True or false? Anybody, raise your hands. It's okay.
This is interactive. We have the answers, but,
All right. The answer is. What's the question? I'm just kidding. No, even if you don't have symptoms, you can be contagious. Is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that is why individuals are distancing themselves,
Taking precautions.
taking precaution, having the mask because they're being kind and courteous. However, if you tested positive that you have the antibodies, you have no more symptoms, well, guess what? Congratulations. You shouldn't be contagious anymore. So, yeah, you can go to bed with your partner again. Just saying. I mean, the state of New York was saying that you shouldn't be with your spouse, we'll call it.
I'm not sleeping on the couch, I'm just saying.
Neither am I. Staying at home is necessary only if you're sick. True or false?
You know my answer.
If you want, and let's put it this way, there's a risk versus reward on everything in life. And this is a herd mentality. There's literally a war going on out there of individuals being attacked versus other individuals scratching their heads. And that really comes down to, and I keep bringing up the car, I mean, there's 70,000 deaths in the state of New Jersey every single year. 70,000 on motor vehicle accidents. Now, based on this, I shouldn't drive again.
Right.
I mean, the risks are pretty good. It's like 1 in 200 people are going to...
In a fatal accident.
Exactly. Same thing with distancing yourself by locking yourself at home. Chances are, if you go into a rough neighborhood where there's drug deals all the time, you may get shot, stabbed, killed. If you avoid it, you take the right precautions, it lowers the risk. It pretty much comes down to you can lock yourself away in a tower, never see another person in the world. You may never get sick if you do all the right proper things. You're going to shelter yourself forever. So the choice is up to you. Risk versus reward. There's a risk when you go grocery shopping. There's a risk when you go to the liquor store. There's a risk anytime, even when there's not a global pandemic, of you catching a flu, a cold, anytime that you may be intimate with somebody. You can get an STD, you can die from it. So it really comes down to risk versus reward. What is your comfort and confidence level?
What's your purpose? What's your goals?
All right. COVID-19 is less dangerous than the seasonal flu. True or false? I'm hearing you say Bueller.
Well, dun dun dun.
All right. Currently, it is at a...
Just a moment.
Here we are.
Just a minute.
New cameras are coming in. All right. Currently, it is at a higher rate than the flu. As much as I want to say...
more people will die from the flu.
But it also, what strain of flu? There's just a lot less known about it. That's all at this time. Some people, there's a good chance that they know a lot about it, and others do not. So it really comes down to just education at this point. So educate yourself. And again, everything we're saying and doing right now is going to be totally free to you. So I'm going to give it 24 hours for it to be up. And I will make sure it's up and blasted out. And where you can get it, again, functionized.com/podcast.html. And you can also listen to it on our podcast, which I'll upload it as I'm uploading all the Healthy Happy Hours.
Or any of our other podcasts that we've been doing for the last 2 years.
Right.
There's a lot of fun stuff in
And
there.
not to be snobby, but I've been very fortunate to be invited as a guest on quite a few podcasts over the past couple weeks. So in me putting out new podcasts, I've been a little distracted with our own guests, but we've got some very exciting ones. Hoping to get Mr. Spartan himself on there.
Yeah, and next week, we're going to have Justine Bezzetta here with Pampered Chef and
Hey,
Beauty
Justine, we
Counter.
see you there.
So it's going to be a blast. We're going to have an awesome Cinco de Mayo here.
And don't forget,
So if you're interested, you have something you want to share, you want to be a part of it, email us, message us, and let us know what you can contribute to Healthy Happy Hour.
all right, true or false? Old people, elderly, are more susceptible than younger people. Yep, correct.
That's true.
It is true. It is true.
It is true. The immune systems, they go down as you age.
All right, myth, yay or nay? The virus will disappear when it gets warmer.
Oh, that's a good one.
I know, it could go either way.
It could. Either way.
All right, so the true answer here, Sarah, all right. So we think you're right. I think you're right because the incidence in warmer areas is far lower than not. But in the actual world of science, nothing is true until it's proven yet. So hopefully it will get warmer in, at least where we are in New Jersey. And the
Maybe
Northeast here.
June. I'm not going to hold my breath for any warm weather anytime soon.
And we'll find out. So
Luckily, there's palm trees across the street, and I can see palm trees every day to remind me of warmer weather and, my home of Florida and, all that fun stuff.
all right, a vaccine will be available soon. True or false? There's so many conspiracy theories going on this one.
Gosh.
Supply versus demand, need versus want. There's so many ways to go here.
Well, look, just go with the way of the guidebook here. We'll just go with that.
So I'll speed dial Mr. Gates and find out what's going on with that. I don't know. We don't know. And
there's just a lot of rumors.
There's a lot of rumors. There may be a vaccine currently available. They're just not tested or released. There may be no clue what's going on. Depends on who you talk to and how high up in the government chain that you actually are. Here's a true or false. I'm going to go for there. We put it out. The nutritional guidelines put out by the World Health Organization should be followed.
That was fun.
True or false? The guidelines by the World Health Organization should be followed. Just don't do it. So the foods that they say to eat, they start off really good, and then they start getting onto vegetable oils, which oxidize
easily. It's like a compliment
easily.
sandwich.
Right, they oxidize easily. That's right. False. They oxidize easily, causing genetic mutations. No. Then it says avoid all saturated fats. No, they don't oxidize easily. They are not shown to cause heart disease like people think that they are. Lard, tallow, it is healthy for you. It is okay for you. I know it is crazy, it's backwards, but it is true. Then it gets into the things that you shouldn't eat.
Fat to get fit. Did you know that? You really can.
So then it gets into the things that you shouldn't eat, and they start off good with processed foods. No, you shouldn't eat processed foods. You shouldn't eat an abundance of sugar. And it says margarine, which totally contradicts what it says about the vegetable oils, because the vegetable oils is margarine, which is hydrogenated. So just no, I don't know who wrote that, and on behalf of the World Health Organization, I apologize for that information, and that's what I'm saying from earlier is herd mentality. People that trust the entire herd. People are terrified. They're looking for Big Brother to tell them what to do. Government and media tells them what to do.
You have your own brain. You have your own resources. You should act like your own person.
Right. Should you stock up on everything right now? Correct. Stocking up on everything right now, excuse me here.
It's rude. It's rude to other people. Don't be rude.
The only reason there's a food shortage in certain times is because people are going ape crazy on buying everything, and it's not the usual supply chain of what's going on. Based on that supply chain, if things stay this way for years, the supply chain will button up, and the shelves will be stocked at all times. So you don't need to go BSC.
Right.
Get what you need. Don't change a thing. And, it's that thing where you're doing it because, I'm not saying you personally, but hypothetically, people are doing it. They're buying all the Breyers ice cream. They are. I'm buying all the chocolate Breyers ice cream so I don't leave anything for anybody else. Well, problem with that is the next person that sees that is going to do that as well. Before you know it, well, you see what's going on out there. You only need one thing of ice cream per week, if that. I haven't had the ice cream in years. Well, Lila, our little one, she shoved it right in my mouth. So
sweet. Here, Daddy.
I'm busted. I hadn't. She's looking at me when I'm giving that look like,
Just eat it. Just appease the 5-year-old.
So that's what happened.
Make her happy. Make her happy, Daddy.
Yup.
Anyhow. You fill your freezer full of garbage, it doesn't leave room for good things. So.
Exactly. I could keep on going, and I have
We
a lot
really
more to
could.
cover.
We
I
could.
really, really do. So, all this information and a lot more, like I keep saying, is going to be up on the functionized.com/podcast.html within 24 hours. If you want the guide that we're discussing specifically to you, I'll be more than happy to send it to you. Send an email to support@functionized.com, and I will send it to you. And everything we're saying is backed by a myriad of science and actual research, not just my own made-up stuff.
Just a little of his made-up stuff.
Exactly. If John Stewart, you're out there watching, you're only a few blocks away. If you'd like to come appear on the Healthy Happy Hour,
We know your neighbor.
Bruce, I know you're around the corner. You want to come hang out with us? We'd love to have you over here at Functionised.
Stop in for a tour.
President Trump, right over here. It's your golf course. If you'd like to stop by for Healthy Happy Hour, we'd love to have you. I know you don't partake in any adult beverages, and that's why we have the delicious Fit Aids for you. Heck
Golf
yeah.
aid. We have golf aid.
Before we
it's
get out
that
of here,
time.
we'll tell you what.
Oh,
We'll
it's
go off
off.
with your exercise of the week at the very end.
Stay
'Cause I
tuned,
gotta
because
turn
I
the
know you're
cameras.
so curious.
I want everyone to do an exercise tonight, and that's to give thanks. Give thanks for the 3 things you are most grateful for today, and they cannot be the same things they were yesterday or the day before. They have to be brand spanking new. So come up with 3 things.
Spanking new.
Write them down, and I want to say I am personally grateful for each and every one of you for being here tonight.
Me too.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are an inspiration to me to keep on showing up and keep on putting out quality content. I am very grateful to the landlord here at Functionized.
Yes.
I want to thank Frank. I appreciate you for providing such a wonderful location for the Fit Lab. And while I'm at it, I'd like to thank Fit Aid. Thank you for providing such delicious drinks. They are delicious and nutritious.
There you go.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And I'm thankful for the sun today because I've been in the best mood ever. Not ever, but in a long time. Sun goes a long way with me.
So what are you grateful for? You can leave your thanks in the comments below. And I ask that if you enjoy what you've seen today, to put what you've enjoyed below. Thank you for all the hearts. Put what you've enjoyed below. This will be posted and blasted out.
Well, see, I'm just going to keep going. It's just going to be that kind of night.
Subscribe, tell a friend, share this with your friend, and put in the likes and the comments of any comments and anything that you liked about it. From the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate you being here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And look forward to being here with you for many, many years to come. So,
And next week is Cinco de Mayo. I'm just going to be really happy next week.
so without further ado,
Okay.
Chantea, can you please tell them and the history of the exercise of the week? What are we doing?
We're doing actual burpees.
And what is the difference between an actual burpee and a...
CrossFit style burpee.
Yeah, and shall I give a background on where burpees came from?
You should give them.
And then you can demonstrate them.
Yeah, I will do them.
So,
and he can tell you about
there's
them.
actual a guy named Royalty Burpee. And Professor Burpee wanted to come up with a way to designate and test total body strength. And you only had to do one. If you can do a true burpee with perfect form, boom, you are in. And some people couldn't do it. A lot of people couldn't do it. So in this case here, the biggest difference is in CrossFit, you need to come all the way down, touch your chest to the ground, and pop back up. Where an actual burpee, as it was designated by Professor Burpee, you go down into a straight plank, and from there, you pop back up. How many, Chantea,
What's
per day?
the magic number? 100. You're going to do 100 burpees. And you can space them out. I won't judge.
We had little Jason in here today. And
Jason rocks. I'm just going to say he's amazing.
so Jason's been doing 100 burpees a day. Plus, on top of that, he continued to do everything that you had going all week long.
He did the mountain climbers. He did his squats and the squat jacks.
Exactly.
And it didn't take him very long at all.
Nope. So
That was after his ARX.
that was
and
after
everything
ARX
else.
and vibing and single leg work. So this is minimal. I suggest if you haven't done these before and you're unable to get on the ground, you can use your kitchen counter. You can use a chair, whatever you're most comfortable with getting down into. So it's all based on level, it's based on comfort, and you don't have to do them all at once. You're sitting around the house all day doing nothing. Do 10 in an hour.
It's a good reason to get up and move around because what's the point of just sitting there doing nothing?
Right. And if you're cranking them out, legitimately you're going to be doing 1 a second, so it'll take you 10 seconds. So, Chantea,
Okay,
let's
go
kick this
burpee.
off. Let's burpee it up.
let's go burpee. I took my shoes off.
All right, girl.
All right, don't mind the dirty laundry on the floor.
This is the set. All right.
Okay. All right. Deep plank position. Ready? Bam. Up and back. Ready? Up and back down.
All right.
You got it? There you go. 100 every day. Space them out as much as you want. And we'll keep going.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Live functionized.